Hello guys, um, I know I said I will upload my archery build for a minute, but I never did it. So today I'm gonna give you my archery build for PvP. So let's go on the feats. So this is my feats, guys. I'm gonna try to do this to do this real quick with y'all. It's kind of late over here, so I'm not gonna waste my time. So there you go. I use weapon strike for critical chance, toughness, agile combatant. When you switch stance, you do more 5% more damage. 2% more damage for 5 seconds. Your encounter power deals 6% more damage. You definitely need that one. Increase the amount of bonus damage dexterity give you by 6%. And you will do 6% more damage to force no targeting. And on my build, guys, I literally went full archery. I went full all out damage because I see there's a couple archery out there. They be mixing their stuff archery with trapper. I don't think that's good. You need to go full archery. So there you go. What I got right here. When you're in instance, your health, your stamina recover by 5%. And the reason why I picked this one is because, and as archery, your action point doesn't really go that fast, so that's why I picked this one. You actually need your action points to manage to go stealth, because some situation you actually need your daily to go stealth and get away from the from the gank, like when you have 4 people following you trying to kill you. So, and yes, I use this one while in range stance. You gain 5% critical chance. Hmm. This one's not this. So yeah, there you go. I use hasty retreat whenever you get hit. Your movement speed goes up by 25% for 6 seconds, and a long shot. Your critical range attack deal 25% of your weapon's damage as piercing damage. So, and this damage is double for encounter powers. So basically, guys, yeah, I don't really have to use yeah, I don't really need to use armor pen. Just stack as much as power as you can and crit. That's all I'll say. Like, you need power and crit. Y'all see, and y'all see what I'm talking about. And there you go right here. Your range power deal 20% more damage, and your aim shot decrease your power. Your range power have 30% shorter cooldown, and you get rising focus, range critical strike grant 5% critical severity, 5% more power stacked 3 times. So that's really good. And your range power is increased. Your range damage is increased the farther you get from your target. Max by 10%, and while fall within 25 view, and you have a 25 increased chance. So that's mean the farther you are from your enemy, your critical chance increase. So right now I got 81% critical chance, I think. And so basically the farther I get, so I get to around 100% deflection, and you need 100% critical chance, and you need crit. And I use the dread, and so that works well for me. So that's when the damage comes from the crit. And you get the predator right here, like when you're facing one guy, when you mark them, so you do 50. Just let me read it. Using a ranging counter power on the foe, apply prey to your target. You deal 50% additional damage to your prey. You may only have one prey at a time and cannot reapply prey until it expires. Prey lasts 20 seconds or until the prey dies. That's really good right here, guys. That's good damage right there. And that's for the feats. And I'm gonna show you what I use. I use this new helmet from the new castle, the new mod that came out. This is from the Night Terror from Barovia. So whenever you see the Night Terror pop, go if you go after you, when you kill it, you're gonna get this headpiece. So the reason why I use this headpiece is just because, you know, you knock the enemy down when you use a daily. So sometimes in a tough situation, you're about to get killed or whatever, you can go stealth and basically you repel all your enemy, and you know that gives you time to recover and heal up, and you know, and keep fighting. And right now I got the melee um ja I got the melee armor on, but I just got this armor from this other armor from Cusca. I don't think it's Cusca. It's the witch hunt. The witch hunt. That's where you get this chest piece. So I was watching a YouTube video, and this one girl, she's a CW, and she said for some reason two range power doesn't stack. So basically, I got this one and this. So I wanted to know if it's true. Like I heard somebody else said it the other day, but I don't know if it's true or not. So let me know in the comments if it's true that those two range power doesn't stack, because if doesn't stack, I don't see the point of using it, you know. And this one got more AC, you know, and you actually need more AC to survive. You know what I mean? And but let me know, guys. And that's my armor. That's what armor I use. And I've been using the eye piercer since mod 12 came out. Is it mod 12 or mod 12B? It's mod 12B. Since mod 12B came out, and let me explain. These weapons have been good for me since mod 13. I'll say mod 13ish, yeah. And that's what it does, you know. At the start of combat, your damage and outgoing healing will be increased by 1% for every enemy you face. So this I tried the primal weapons, and trust me, guys. I don't know, the primal weapon's kind of biased. It's only when you get hit for 10% of your maximum hit points, you actually get the buff. So this one is whenever you start out for combat, you get the buff, you know, in the last 1 minute. I don't think you stay 1 minute in a fight like in PvP. You go on and off in the fighting, you know. So that's mean this thing keep rocking. So that's why I'm using this one, and I try it out. I do way more damage with this weapon than the primal. The primal doesn't really work for me that well. I've been trying to get the tyrant weapon, and I've been unlucky, y'all. Like every time I did it, I never got a drop, so I stopped doing it because it's tyrant is just it's a lot of money, a lot of AD wasting, man. So yeah, and I'm using the dread. So I've tried the Fate Touch and the Vorpal, and to be honest with you guys, like the Dread for me, I personally think is the best enchant for archery, because like the crit chance, because every time you crit on the enemy, basically you reduce their defense. You know, look at this, you reduce the defense of PvP target by 45%. You know what I'm saying? And once every 5 seconds. Ooh. And it says once every 5 seconds, reduce target enemy damage resistance by 5% for 4 seconds when you land a critical strike. So I have 81% critical chance, right? And plus when I go far away, my critical goes up by like 100%. So basically every time I crit, like on my aim shot, basically I decrease the enemy target. So I'm pretty much doing more damage to them, you know. That's why I managed to do a lot of damage. People be asking how you do much damage. Basically, that's the key right here, the dread. The dread is the one that be making me that much damage, you know. And so yeah, that's about it, guys. Like the dread is definitely the best enchant for archery. You need your critical strike up and your power up. You don't really need that much armor pen as archery like that. So yeah, and the the artifact power I use is aim strike. Your run speed. Every time you shot somebody, your run speed goes up by 40% for like 5 seconds. That's really good, and that's a lot. 40% is a lot. You literally be sprinting around the map, pretty much, you know. And let me see what else. And this one right there, I usually use aspect of the falcon. So every time, aspect of the falcon now also increase your damage by 1% for every 2 of distance you are from a target beyond 70. You know, so the farther you are, the more damage you do. That's what archery is though. You don't have to stand, you don't have to be in the enemy's face. The farther you are, the more damage. That's the part of the archery, guys. So, and I usually use action point gain because as archery your action point goes really slow, so that's why I use it. Or you can use combat advantage too, you know. So when you're behind and you have your allies in front fighting in the front, basically you're in the back, you gain combat advantage too because they're already fighting the dude. So that's another good choice too. And as Valhalla said now, last mod actually was using dexterity set. Um, I was using this set right there, and for some reason I don't know if I'm tripping on that, guys, but it seems like every new mod that came, archeries actually get squishier or something. Because when that new mod came, I wanted to play on my archery, and I had to do another game. I don't know who I was fighting. It was a GWF. It was Gilfrax. So this guy literally hit me for 70k daggers, man. 70k daggers. I'm like, oh, hell no, that's impossible. He literally hit me for 70k daggers. That's how squishy. Basically, I was getting 2 hit. They throw daggers and like swing his sword a couple times on me, and I was already dead. And I wasn't like this back then in my 13 of my archery. You know what I mean? So that's why I switched to Valhalla set. I can decrease some of my damage from the decks, and I use the Valhalla set for the increase damage resistance. Let me put it on. So there, I'm gonna show you what the Valhalla set does. Let me inspect it for y'all. So there you go. Whenever an enemy attack the bearer, that enemy damage is reduced by 3% for 6 seconds. Stack up to 5 times, you know. So that's the only reason I'm using this one, because of damage resistance. Because in PvP, the key is not always damage. You actually need survivability. The longer you can stay in a fight, the better you're gonna help your team, if you see what I mean. So if you can keep like 2 guys busy on you, they're gonna give your teammate more time to cut the flag and and come help you out. Pretty much, it's not all about damage. You have to balance. You have to kind of balance stuff. And so the ring I use this ring right there, the ring of spell flanger. So this ring, you get this ring from doing the hunts from Lost City of Omo. Is from the horn of the ape. That's a really good ring for archery. So like he said, your power deal 2% more damage when you're 50 feet or further away from your target. So that's really good. The further you are, the more damage you do. And that's a really good ring. I actually did that hunt like 20 times, but I actually never get the chance to get a +5. I guess I'm the most unluckiest guy. So yeah, and I use the ring of the offensive action just because when you use a daily power, your damage increases by 3%. So basically, when I do a quick destructive shot, I can for 5 seconds I can actually, you know, do a little more damage. So yeah, and I got this shirt right here, the Everfrost. This shirt and pants you get it from what's this new map called? You get it from the ice map. It's called what is it called? I forgot what's it called though. It will come to me. So yeah, this shirt, the Everfrost shirt and pants, basically he said if your lifesteal is greater than your deflection, whenever you perform a lifesteal, you will gain double lifesteal severity for 10 seconds. That's really good if you use lifesteal, but personally my deflection is higher, so yeah, this thing is saying if your deflection is greater than your lifesteal, whenever you perform a deflection, each successive deflection over the next 10 seconds returns 50% of the incoming damage back to the attacker. This damage cannot exceed 15% of your maximum HP. So that's really good, guys. Like, I literally start using this. I started using it in the last mod too, but I didn't really play my hunter like that. So I was more on my GF, so I didn't really try it out that much. But it's pretty good though. It's a really pretty good shirt and pants. And my powers, that's one I use for my personal. And I use aspect of the falcons, increase the range of your range power by 3%, and you deal additional damage, 1% more damage for every 5. So the farther you are, more damage again, guys. And I use forest ghost to go stealth, to get away from a costly situation when you're about to get ganked or you're about to die, You go stealth, you recover your health, and you keep fighting. And aim shot right here. It's pretty good. That's a good damage buff too from the speed he gave you. And I use ambush. And basically ambush pretty much make you go stealth. That's another stealth you got. And the melee pretty much is a trap. Basically whoever go on it gets stunned pretty much for like a split seconds. So it's a pretty good tool, and you can drop multiple too. So yeah, and for my main power, there you go. I use Hawk Shot. Hawk Shot I love it, man. Basically, it's good for my build because the Hawk Shot you can shot farther away, and before I used to use commanding shot. Commanding shot is really good too because it debuff the enemy. That's another good power for archery. It actually debuff your enemy. So basically, they do less damage to you. I think that's what it does. Your shot lower. Your shot lower the damage your target deal and increase the damage they take for a short period. Basically, when you do it, you do more damage to them and they do less damage to you. So yeah, guys, that's a really good one too. But personally, I use the hawk shot because I do more damage with it because it works well with the feet. Like the further you hold, you do more damage. In my ring, the further I am, I do more damage again. So yeah, and I use long strider. So long strider is basically you get the buff. Pretty much, guys. The hawk shot, you don't use hawk shot like this. Don't use it like this and just shot. You're not gonna get the full damage buff. So every time you're doing your hawk shot, guys, always make sure you proc long strider. Go melee and do your hawk shot. That's how basically you get the big damage buff. You get it from long strider, and you get it from your melee. And matter of fact, let me read the melee from the hawk shot for you. So the melee for the hawk shot say with the precision of a hawk, you deal 15% bonus damage with your encounter power for 5 seconds. On nearby allies gain this buff at 50% effectiveness. So basically you buff your allies too, so they're gonna do more damage to the enemy. So that's why it's really good. So there we go, you do long strider and you pop it. So I don't know why I'm not critting right here, but it's whatever. So yeah, guys, that's how it is. Make sure you always proc long strider first and shot. There you go. Always proc launch rider and switch to your melee for your hog shot and go back range, shoot. That's where you get your big damage buff, you know. And in my secondary personal, I use Seeker Vengeance. That's another good damage too. That's another damage buff. So when you strike a foe from behind, your attacks deal 10% more damage. So basically, when you're fighting, when you're sniping somebody and they're not even targeting you, basically doing more damage to them, you know. So that's why me, like, if I'm fighting, whenever I'm playing archery, I always, if I shot right now, I shot my alt shot. Next thing you know, I'm gonna go move. I'm gonna go stealth, move on the other side, and shot them on the other way. You know, as archery, you're not supposed to stay you're not supposed to stay in the same spot. You have to be always be moving, like always on the move. You know, because you the target, you're a main target for everybody because you're the one that do the big burst damage. You know, so you have to be moving. You can't be staying in the same spot because personally me, if I see archery, I'm gonna go for archery first. I'm not gonna let the archery survive because if you let the archery survive, they're gonna fuck you up in the back big time. And it's, trust me, I play archery and it's fun for me killing people, but at the same time I hate when I'm getting killed by archery. It's really annoying. It's something about when you heard that hawk shot. It's really, but it's the archery is really fun though. It's a really fun class to play. So let me go in my boons so I can finish with this game, with this thing with to y'all. So there we go. I use power. That's what I use. Sharon door, power, crit, HP, heal whenever you get hit, and stamina regeneration. So I'm gonna go this on the. I'm gonna go on this really fast with y'all guys. I'm not gonna waste time. So if I go too fast, make sure y'all pause the video and see what I pick. So it's regeneration, deflections. Whenever you get hit, you heal again, and you absorb damage when you get hit. So you reflect the damage to somebody else. And I swing pass. There you go. Combat advantage, incoming healing bonus, 2% critical strike severity. You gain up to 2000 power based on, so the lower your stamina you get 2000 power, so that's not bad. And these two, I use this one when damaged by a foe you get avalanche. You release 15,000 damage to nearby targets, you know. And there we go. For Underdark, I use power, maximum hit points, critical strike, combat advantage. Definitely need combat advantage, guys. Combat advantage is the key right here. I think every class need combat. You definitely need a lot of combat advantage for any class for PvP. And this is really for PvE. Tyrannial Dragon, I got this for power. Actually, I should have take crit instead of deflection, but I don't know. I take a deflection. So yeah, I got armor pen right here and lifesteal. I should have take regeneration here too, but you know, it's whatever. And critical severity, more damage. And there we go. Lifesteal severity, combat advantage damage, stamina regeneration, faster in combat, and displace fate. You get a shield when you're below 30% health. That's a really good one too. And next one is elemental. And elemental, I got 300 power, 4% lifesteal. I probably should have go for the regeneration on this one too, but you know. I remember the first time I started playing archery, I actually did pick the lifesteal boon, hoping to get a quick lifesteal, but defense is better. It's better if you use defense boon. So yeah, I got the critical chance here, and there we go. Whenever you get hit, you heal up for 24,000 and get 1000 critical chance for 10 seconds. And Storm King Thunder. Got 2% control resistance and the 1000 maximum hit point. Incoming healing bonus. You get 2000 recovery. So the lower stamina, basically, the more recovery, that's mean the faster your stamina gonna go up by, and your action point. So that's good. And max HP. And this one I pick one in each because you benefit more. You know, you get more out of it. So I pick 5,000 deflect, 10% healing. Your healing pushing your heal for 10% more, and you striking a foe for when striking a foe you have a chance to. Yeah. So yeah. So next attack you do deal 10% damage to target close to you. That's not bad either. And there we go, campaign. So whenever you kill somebody, you demoralize them, you stun them. That's really good. And critical strike severity, lifesteal. I should I go for recovery on this one probably. And there we go, planar vitality. When you deflect an attack, you regain up to 8,000 points, 8 points. This effect can only apply once every 10 seconds. I don't really see actually this thing proc that often. It proc like sometimes, or maybe I don't really pay attention, but I guess because it said I pick it up, you know. Also, yeah. Well, you could. This one's not bad either. When you land a critical strike, your stamina regenerate 10% faster. That's not a bad thing either. So yeah. And jungle, there you go. I pick up power, 2 and power, 1 and regeneration, and 2 and deflection chance. And I put 2 in here for impenetrable jungle. So yeah. So whenever you're fighting somebody, you have a chance to root them. So that's really good, you know. That's a really good boon. And I haven't done Ravenloft yet on my hunter. I've been slacking. I've been playing other games to be honest with you. So I'm gonna start doing my working on my campaign on my hunter for this thing. So yeah, if personally when I get the boons, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go for movement and control resist, or I can go for recovery and control resist. And for the main thing, I'll go for this one right here. Every critical hit against enemy has a chance to add a stack. So you gain 2400 increased power for 10 seconds. That's really good, man. Every time I crit, man, I get more power. Shoot, that's some good stuff right here. And this one is for trapper. That's for trapper. And this right here is more for tanks and healers and stuff like those two right here. So yeah, guys, and for my stats right here, there we go, my stats. 28,000 power, 12,000 crit. Like when I go in PvP, he goes up by like 13.5 something for crit. And there you go, my defense. I use the defense boon actually. Deflections at 9,000. And stamina gain, movements. There you go. There you go, my stats. My critical is at 81%. So yeah, deflection at 38%. And what else? And my last thing is my mounts. So there you go, my mounts, guys. That's what I use. So yeah, that's about it, y'all. So there we go, my mod 14 / mod 13 archery build for PvP. So hopefully I enjoy, guys. So I should drop my trapper PvP build sometimes this weekend or next week if I have time. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching and see y'all later. Peace.